channel. It's gonna be a two-part video. So what I'm gonna be talking about today, I mean, if you guys have been following up on my social media platforms, especially on my Instagram, last week I asked the question, I asked you guys what you would want me to film about, and many of you were like I should film about the modeling industry in Nigeria. I mean, there's been issues of sexual harassment, sexual assault, extortion, like that has been at the forefront of Nigerian modeling industry for a while now, and you know, everybody has just been quiet about it now, and I feel like there's no better time to talk about this topic than right now. So this video I'm going to be talking about the modeling industry in Nigeria, and then in the next video, which is going to be the second part of this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 tips on how to know how to spot a good agency, a great agency, and 5 tips on how to know that you should run for your life, pick race, because that is a scam agency. So yeah, without further ado, let's go straight into today's video. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Nigerian modeling industry, and I'm going to be using my personal experience as case study. My own personal experience with sexual harassment in the industry, extortion, and everything like that. And I hope that with my experience, you guys can learn to make better decisions in terms of modeling, especially in Nigeria. So yeah, let's go straight into the story. So I started modeling at the age of 13. My family has always been very supportive about my modeling. It was never a time where I had to hide to model, like the case of so many other people in Nigeria. Most people, their parents will even let them like, you want to be a shower? You want to be a prostitute? Their parents will not even want to hear that. But my parents have been very, supportive from day one. Like my dad took me and my elder sister to register with our first ever modeling agency. At that time I was like 13. I think my elder sister was like 15 or 16. I think she was 16. So he took us to our first modeling agency. Now, for the purpose of discretion and like every other person that is going to be involved in this, my video or my experience or my whatever you want to call it, I'm not going to be naming names. I'm not going to be calling anybody's names or names of agencies or anything. I'm just going to just give my story. So while I was with my first agency with my sister, there was this guy who approached me. He said, you know what, like, I'm running this agency. I really want you to join us. Like, you have so much potential. Like, I understand that you're in an agency right now, but this agency is not gonna be that. This agency is just gonna be like, we're gonna really take care of you and everything like that. So he was so convincing. He said to me that the agency that I was in at the time was for girls that are older, like girls that are like in their 20s and stuff. So I would not really get jobs in that agency because like that is what the agency is focused on, people of that certain age. So he was pretty convincing, and he was like, I don't even have to leave my first agency, I just have to sign with him as well, that I could be in both agencies simultaneously. That was what he said at the time. So I was like, okay, cool. So I went back home, I told my dad, I told my parents, told my siblings. So my dad was like, oh, you know what, that if it seems like the guy seems legit, he seems cool, I mean, he has a business card or whatever. So like, my dad was like, that if I really want to join that's fine. But I have to inform my agency that I was in at the time that see the recent development. So I went to the agency at the time. So he called me one day. He was like, oh, I should come for a meeting and so place. And then I was 13, so my parents obviously always drive me to anywhere I was going. So I think my mom drove me that day to the meeting or whatever he said it was. So I came to the meeting and he was like, oh, okay, that we're gonna have a test shoot. I mean, most of you who are models will know what a test shoot is. It's kind of like when they want to see what you look like behind the camera and everything. So he was like, okay, let's take your pictures, your Polaroids, let's take your photos, so that whenever there's a job, you don't have to come for castings. I could just pass around your pictures and get the jobs. So I went back to the car. I told my mom, okay, that this is what the meeting was about. This is what he said, that he wanted me to do a shoot with him and everything. So my mom was like, okay, no problem, that's fine. He should send me the address and everything like that. So on the day of the shoots, I came, and then I came with my mom, and my mom was there sitting down, and he was like, oh, that we can't film in the same room when my mom is there, that I won't be able to express myself freely because my mom is there, that I should come to the studio room or whatever, so that my mom has to wait for me in the other room or outside. So the guy took me to the other room. Was like, I should come with my outfits to the changing room or whatever like that. So I went there with my outfits and everything. So and this guy was like, oh, okay, that okay, time for the shoot, that I should change that. So me, I was like, okay, where is the photographer? Where is the guy that is supposed to be taking the shoot? I was like, no, that's fine, I'm gonna be the photographer and I'm taking the pictures with my phone. And I'm like, really? Because I had gone all the way to the market to go and buy outfits for this shoot and wasted my parents' time only for you to tell me you're going to take pictures with your phone and you're going to be the cameraman. So things were already like, I was young, but I was still smart. I was still like, okay, this doesn't add up, this doesn't make any sense. So and then he said he said to me that okay, I should go to the changing room. So I changed into my first outfit. My first outfit was a dinner dress, was a gown. So I changed into the gown. So I was like, okay, fine, let him snap me, whatever. So I got there and he was like, I need you to take off your clothes. And I'm like, okay, take off my clothes, why? And he was like, you know how they always do their face, like very straight face, like, I need you to take off your clothes. I want to see the shape of your body. I need to see the frame of your body. And I'm like, I mean, I was 13, but I was like, okay, is that how they do it here? Who am I gonna ask? My parents are in the other room. So, I was like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? If he tries anything, I'm just gonna scream for my parents to come. So then I took off my clothes, and then he was just looking at me for like 3 minutes, and that was like the longest 3 minutes of my life. I was like, what the fuck? This is so creepy. Why is this guy looking at my body? And that was like the creepiest ever. Like, whoa, it was the worst 3 minutes of my life. Let me just tell you, it was so long. Like, imagine, as a young girl at that age, 13 years old, you have a grown man that is looking at you like head to toe, like scanning you completely with his eyes. Like that is just the worst. Like, it just gives you that demeaning feeling, like someone is just looking at you head to toe, naked, and he says he wants to see my body. And I'm like, okay, if you wanted to see my body or my frame or whatever, you could have told me to wear like a bikini or something like that, and then I know, okay, this professional, you want to see my body. But you had to wait for me to wear a gown, and then tell me to take it off so you can see like my genitals and my whole body. Like, that didn't even make sense to me. But thankfully I came out of that situation and he didn't touch me, he didn't do anything. He was just like, I think you need to shave your body, you need to shave your skin, there can't be any hair on your body. I just wanted to check if there was hair on your body. So he just made one very stupid, I think maybe the way I was looking at him, like, yeah, I'm naked, but try and touch me. Just try and touch me. So I think the way I was looking at him for that 3 minutes, he just knew, oh no, if I do anything, this guy is so gonna report me to her parents. So I think that was what kept him, like, because if not, the situation could have totally ended up differently. So he was like, okay, I should put on back my dress and then let him snap me. But after that experience, I just felt so, I don't know, I just couldn't trust him anymore, and I just felt like very unsafe and very like that was one of the experiences that stood out for me growing up as a model in Nigeria. Like, the whole issue of taking off your clothes and all this kind of, I mean, thankfully I came out of that situation like unhurt, and I mean, things could have gone in a different way. Some people probably would have gotten raped there, some people could have gotten assaulted, like it could have gone like bad. But thank God it just ended for me at the harassment stage, and I didn't didn't have any other bad experience. But imagine someone else out there who is not experienced, and something else goes south, like cringe. Anyway, so that was my experience as I was 13. I kept on modeling in and out after that experience, because I was in high school then, so I didn't really have time to like model full time, because I had classes, I had things I was doing at the time, so I couldn't really model full time. I finished from high school, and then when I was like 16, 17, I was like, okay, let me go back into modeling again. So I kept on modeling, but then I got admission into the university, which is college. So I got admission into college, so I had to travel, because I originally live in Lagos State, but I had to travel to college, which is in Anambra State, which is like miles away. So I had to travel. So I mean, traveling to a brand new state to stay there for 4 years and to start my life, I couldn't model so much. When I got to the East, I wanted to still model in the East, because I was like, okay, you know what, sometimes I have this free time after class and after school, like I could just have it as a side hustle to make some extra cash, to just have some money in school. So, but then when I tried to survey the environment and see what the modeling industry there was like it was bloody. It was not something I wanted to be a part of, because it was just full of so much scam. I mean, and with my experience modeling for since I was 13, with my experience that I gathered over the years, trust me, if I see a situation that is I would just immediately know. So I was like, oh no, I can't model here. Okay, I didn't mention that when I was in college, I got signed by one of the biggest agencies in Nigeria, because by then digital age, social media was already becoming very popular. People were doing things online and all that. So I just tried to post photos of myself, good photos of myself on my Instagram, like my model pictures and all that on my Instagram. So one of the biggest agencies in Nigeria, I'm not gonna call names like I said earlier, they reached out to me on my DMs and they were like, hey, I would want to sign you, like can you come to our office or something like that. So I remember I had to leave school to come to the agency, and then I got signed with the agency. They were like, oh, they really like me and this and that, and I should just have like a shoot with them, that if there's really a job they'll call me if it's important that I might have to travel to Lagos and back and all that. So I was like, okay, you know what, that's fine. So but then like schoolwork was getting so hectic for me. I didn't have like extra time to do anything. I wasn't having like time on my hands to do anything at the time. So I mean the agency will call me like, hey, what's up, like there's this casting, there's this audition, there's this job that you should come for. So at the point the agency will call me like, hey, we have a job for you. I'm like, sorry, I can't make it, I have exams, I have this, I have that. Because anybody who knows that I don't play with my education. I don't play with my education. Somehow my contract with them expired. I think it was a 2-year contract or a 1-year contract, but my contract expired and I was like, so there's no need to going to renew my contract. So I was like, I just let it fly. I don't know, I just let it fly. So I graduated 2018, which is like last year. So I came out. That was when I faced another situation in the modeling industry again, which is extortion. That was what I faced. So guys, chill. This story is so interesting, guys. It's gonna get so interesting. So if you feel like you want to click out of this video, just calm down. Okay, so I sent my pictures to a couple of agencies, and a couple of them reached out back to me, and they were like, hey, what's up, that we like your photos, that we want you to come by the agency and all that. So there was this agency that reached out to me. So this agency that reached back to me, they looked like they were pretty serious and they knew what they were doing at the time. They looked like, but they weren't eventually. But you know, let's chill till we get there. If you want to go into anything, one thing you have to do is research. Do your research, like I know some people will say, oh, you know, you can ask people. Trust me, that asking people shit, it doesn't work. Let me tell you guys why it doesn't work. Okay, so this agency that reached back out to me, they had a couple of models that were really popular in their agency, and lucky for me, these girls or these models were my friends, or you know, we've had 1 or 2 encounters, we followed each other on Instagram kind of relationship. So when this agency reached out to me, I was like, okay, wow, I actually know people that are in this agency, why don't I just ask them and find out like their own take on this agency. So I reached out to one of them. I won't be calling names. So I reached out to one of them and I was like, hey, what's up? Let's just say her name is Felicia, because I don't know how I'm going to say this story without putting a name. So let's just say her name is Felicia. So I reached out to Felicia. I was like, hey Felicia, what's up? See, I have a meeting with this agency and I know you're in this agency. Please, I just need you to give me like your humble opinion and advice. Like, how is this agency? Like, what is it like? Like, just tell me, like, is it a good idea and everything? And you know, the girl just snapped. She was just like shouting, like, hey. She wasn't shouting because it was via DMs on Instagram. Well, you know, she was like, do you think I'll be in this agency if they were not doing anything for me? Do you think I'll be in the agency if not? I was like, chill girl, listen, chill. I just want to know, like, you know, like inside gist, like, you know, since we're all friends and all, like, just give me like the inside gist of what's really happening. She was like, that you know, like, it's not about how big an agency is. That if I want to go and join big agencies, I can go and join them if I like, but they might not take me seriously. But the agency, this is that. You know, she was just like saying a lot of bullshit. Like, I wasn't really understanding. Like, I just asked you an honest question, like, hey, like, from a sister to a sister, do you get it? Like, tell me what exactly is going on in this agency. Like, hey, you know, like, I needed something more like, hey, they're just starting up, bro. It's not really a big agency, but they're trying. If you want to join, it's fine. You know, I believe the person that has vision. That was the kind of advice, like, that was what I was really looking to hear, or, you know. So I was like, okay, girl, like, I don't know why you're being this defensive. And like, so for those of you guys that are always saying, you know, ask people in the agency to find out before you join. Sometimes that accent, you know, they work, because most people are like, on Instagram they'll be like, you know, really nice motivational speakers and slay queens, but like in real life they're just demons. They're just really, really rude pieces of shit. Because I mean, the girl would always post like nice things on her status and like on her story. She'd be like, you know, love and light, peace and joy, love and love. But at the end of the day, this girl turned out to just be, I don't know, man. I don't know why she was so rude, but like, I just blocked, deleted, unfollowed. So, you know, asking someone, I don't know so much about asking someone except to meet the person face to face. People are just trash on social media. So yeah, so lucky for me, I knew another girl that was my friend. So I was like, okay, let me just ask her. about, I knew she was in the agency before, but she wasn't there anymore. So let me just ask her why she left. So I was like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? What's up? Like, I have this meeting with this agency. I know you used to be in this agency before. Like, what exactly? How is the agency like? And she was like, she actually gave me an honest opinion that I really wanted. She was like, oh, he's just starting out. It's really not like a big deal. It's really not like a big agency. But I left because he wasn't sharing my vision. He wasn't really after what I wanted. So I just felt like, I had to leave. So I was like, oh, fair enough. That looked like a good explanation. She was like, okay, if I want to go for the meeting, I can go and just be open-minded about it, that whatever happens, that if I feel like I want to stay there, then that's fine. But her own personal experience, she just felt like he didn't have her vision in mind. So and that was like, I respect people who give like their honest opinions like that. Like, I will never take this kind of people for granted because they are so honest, and that is exactly what I needed. So she told me that, and then I said, okay, that's fine. No harm, right? Let me just go for the meeting and see. The day came that I went for the meeting with this guy. So first of all, like, let me just tell you guys, don't ever ignore the signs. Like, don't do it. Like, if you see the signs, pay close attention to the signs. Don't ever ignore the signs, guys. So I first got to the address that the agency gave me. So on getting to the address, I knocked at the gate. There was a gate man there, and the gate man was like, I was like, oh, I'm here to see so and so agency. And the gate man was like, huh? There's no such thing like that in this place. And I'm like, I'm checking my address, and I'm like, this has to be the place. Like, this is the address that is on my phone. Like, is this not the address? And he was like, yeah, but there's no so kind of agency in this building. I was like, okay, you know what? Please just let me in. Let me just figure it out myself. Let me ask around. He was like, okay, that's fine, because I was obviously well dressed, so you can't just like walk me out. So I walked into the office or whatever it was. It was like an office hub. Like, there were different offices in the building. So I got there, and then I met a guy, and I was like, okay, I'm here to meet so and so agency. And he was like, there's no such thing like that in this building. I was like, okay. And that was already one of the red flags that have told me, okay, this agency is a scam. But I was like, okay, you know what, let me give people the benefit of doubt, because if there's anything I know in this world, it's like, don't judge a book by its cover, and always give people benefit of doubt. So I was asking the guy that I met there, I was like, I'm really looking for this agency. They gave me this address, like, the guy has to be here, So they were like, I should call the person on the phone, that there's no such person like that there. So while this dialogue was going on, someone walked up to us and was like, hey, are you looking for so and so guy? He's a model agent, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I think so. And I was like, I should call him on the phone. Like, yeah, he's here, he stays here. And I was like, he stays here. Where is the office? Where is the chair? Where can I sit down? What is happening? You understand what I'm saying? So, and he was like, I should just sit down in his office. I should just sit down on a chair there and call the person I'm here to see. So I called this guy, and he was like, and you guys, let me just tell you guys something. People that are scammers, they have a way with words. Like, they have a way with words. Like, they will talk to you in such a way that you feel like, yeah, this person knows what they are doing. This person is going to take me to the next level. So beware of people, of sweet talkers. Beware of those kind of people, because they are scammers. Let me just tell you guys. So, I called him on the phone. He didn't pick for like 20 times. Call. He didn't pick. I was like, oh my God, I've wasted my Uber money coming all the way to this place, and I'm going to go back without even knowing what I'm doing here. Like, I don't care if I'm going to call you 100 times, but you're going to pick my call, because you're not going to turn me to a mad person and bring me out here for nothing. So I called. Finally, he picked up the call, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, I'm at the office, and everybody here seems not to know who you are. And like, I've been here for like a couple of long hours now. Like, where are you? So he was like, I'm in the passport office. I went to get visas for my girls. They're traveling out of the country. My models, they're traveling out of the country in 2 weeks' time. I'm so sorry. Bear with me. I'm trying to do their papers and all that. They have to be signed in this agency, blah, blah, blah. And me, I'm like, okay. So, okay. So, I'm already feeling like, okay, this guy should know what he's doing. He has models that he's placing internationally. Wow. And he's very busy doing that, and, taking their issues personally that he has to even process it himself. Wow, that's a good sign. So I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just wait, because, he's busy. So I waited. It was a really long time, guys. It was really late. And anybody who knows Lagos State knows that if you're anywhere and it's up to like 6 o'clock, just prepare for the traffic. So when I already got, it was really like 6 p.m. I was like, if I go back home now, traffic is gonna kill me on the roads. Let me just stay. Let me just wait till this guy shows up. So finally, someone walks in, and the first impression, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, first impression of the person was like looking very tattered. He looked so tattered, and so he didn't look like what his social media looked like. And I'm saying he because he's the owner of the agency, and he's the figurehead of the agency. So, you know, I expected someone to walk up to me looking like, you know, an executive or, you know, clean at least. But he walked up to me like all untidy and shit, and he was like, "Oh, are you Divine?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm Divine. Yeah, nice to meet you." And he was like, "Oh, you know, I'm sorry for wasting your time." He's like, "Oh my god, you look so beautiful in person than you look in pictures." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, this and that." And he's like, "Oh, he knows he's late, but he still wants to, you know, let's still see if we can achieve something." I was like, "Okay, that's fine." So he was like, I should change into a bikini.
I mean, obviously, Mans was already smarter. Like, Mans was smarter than the girl that was 13 years old that they asked her to strip, and she stripped in front of the man. So, you know, he gave me the bikini, and I was like, okay. I was standing there like with the bikini, like, okay, sir, can you leave? Because I'm not gonna change in your face. So can you leave, please? I mean, get out. So he was like, oh, okay. There's a restroom where you can change. I was like, yeah, thank you. So I went to the restroom, and
let me just tell you guys, side notes, guys, don't ever change like in front of a photographer or in front of like anybody. Like, I know they're gonna say, I know, a professional model, you should feel free, you should open your clothes or whatever. I mean, that is how you get raped. Like, that is how you could get assaulted. So I mean, if there is a changing room, which there always is a changing room, ask for it and use it. So I dressed out and I came out, and I was like, your body, I don't think I like your body. Like, your body is bad. I think from the hair upwards and down here is bad. You need to work on this and that. And I was like, okay. So, you know, he asked me to do my cat walk. I did my cat walk for him. I did my walk, and it was like, your work is so terrible, your work is so bad, your work is nonsense, like you have a lot of work to do, this and that. And I was like, okay. And it just didn't make sense to me, because I mean, I've worked on most of them, like the majority of like the biggest runway shows in Nigeria. I've worked all of them, and I'm not trying to blow my horn or whatever, or, you know, sound like I'm bragging or anything. Well, I've worked on most of the biggest and the best runways in Nigeria, and I mean, I couldn't have done that if my work was bad. Do you get? So you just standing there and telling me my work is horrible, terrible, then how the hell have I been getting my jobs and booking all my runway jobs and all that? So he just made me feel so, you know, he just talked down on me like, you know, my body is really bad, I need to work on it, I have a lot of improvement to do, I need to learn how to work better and all that. So I was like, I mean, you're the boss, you obviously know more than me, so if you say that I need to work on those things, probably I do need to work on them. So we were talking, and so he was like, okay, that apart from the fact that my work is very bad, which I knew isn't, and that my body is very bad, I need to work on it, which I know isn't, that every other thing is nice and good, that he just feels like I have a lot of work to do. That anyways, that he really likes me and he wants me to sign with his agency. He gave me someone else's contract to just read through it, that if I had any problems or any questions, I should tell him. And another thing, models, like, don't ever sign a contract or go into a contract if you're not sure of anything, like if you don't know what it is. Like, I mean, if anything my years of modeling taught me is do not sign or do not go into any contract that you are not sure of, or like you don't trust the person who's giving the contract. So, you know, he gave me the contract to read through it, and as I was reading through it, and I found out and I saw you have to pay the sum of 20,000 naira, and I'm like, ding. First of all, guys, you don't have to pay any money. Like, you don't have to pay any money to sign with any agency. Let me just tell you, like, that is one of the ways you just know that somebody is a scam. Because I mean, if you want to sign me as your model, we're going into like a partnership whereby you get 30% of my income. So if you know that, if you really believe in me the way that you say you believe in me, why don't you believe that if you sign me, I'm gonna have jobs whereby you're gonna make even more money from me than anything. So why would you demand for money just by signing me when you know about how much you're gonna get in the future? Do you get what I mean? So you don't really need to pay any money to get signed by any agency. So that was already another red flag that I noticed. So I was like, sorry, why do I have to pay 20K to get signed? And he was like, the 20K is for your Polaroids, it's for your shoots, it's for your this, I have to pay the photographer, the makeup artist, There's one thing he said, is 20K bigger than your future? Is 20K too much for the future you want to have? I don't know, there was just the way he said it that just made me say, okay, you know what, this guy knows what he's talking about. That's one thing I'm telling you guys. Scammers, they have a way with words. Like, they will just confuse you to the point where you start doubting even your own intelligence. I went back home. Okay, I didn't pay the money there and then because he wanted me to pay the money there and then. I was like, no, I'm not desperate to sign with you. I'm not desperate to be in an agency. I need to read over the contract to think about everything before I make a final decision. So we're like, okay, that's fine, but I should just hurry up, that he wants to get my reply by 1 week time. Like, he was giving me timelines and everything. I was like, why are you rushing me? Like, if you are really, as you portray yourself to be on Instagram, then why are you rushing me? Like, why are you telling me to give you money or this and that? So I went back home and I told my parents that, you see, I went to the meeting with this guy that I want to sign with, and he's talking about, paying 20K to get signed to his agency. And my parents were like, I mean, you should know better than anybody that if an agency asks you for money, then they are scam. But I was like, no, he explained it to me. He said that 5K is to pay photographer, 5K is for makeup artist, 5K is for the picture, 5K is for my model book. And my parents were like, okay, well, if you're the one who has been in this industry long enough, so if you feel like if you feel like this is something you know much of, and if you trust this guy, then fine, why not pay him the money? So I was like, okay. I asked my friends, I talked to some of my friends, a couple of my friends about it. My friends also had the opinion like, I mean, if you have to pay money for it, then you probably shouldn't be there. But I don't know, I just kept feeling like, their Instagram page is looking so colorful, things are happening, I want to be part of this thing that's happening, I have all this extra time on my hands, let me just invest it into like signing an agency and all that. So I went ahead and I paid this guy 20K, and let me just tell you guys, till today, I haven't seen any model book, I haven't seen any portfolio, I haven't seen anything that money was used for, or what the money was promised to be used for. I hadn't seen any damn thing. So going back and forth with this guy, it was just a lot of stories, a lot of lies. Like, he would always just have a lot of stories, like they want to sign in this country, they want to sign in that country, bring your passport, bring your this, bring your that. Like, it was always so full of lies, and nothing was really happening, as he was saying. And he would always want me to go and do these free jobs. Like, there was one time he contacted me that there's this job with a photographer friend of his that, if I can do it or this and that. I'm like, okay, how much is in for me? And he was like, 10K. I mean, 10K, how can you pay me 10K? I would turn down the jobs. I'm like, okay, no, I can't do this job because 10K, I can't go for a 10K job. I'm sorry. I didn't graduate from university to come and be paid 10K to do a job. I'm so sorry. I have jobs that I do, and I just can't do a 10K job. And he would go to the group chat, because the models had a group chat, right? He would go to the group chat and he would start abusing me there and be like, some models are just so money conscious, they are hungry, they are stupid, this one, that, and you think that you can go far by turning down jobs, blah, blah, blah. And I would just go to the group chat, I'd be like, excuse me, like, don't talk to me like that. Like, the fact that I don't want to do a job that is paying just 10K doesn't make me a hungry person, or doesn't, like, if there's anybody that's hungry, then it's you, because you look hungry, you act hungry, and you don't talk to somebody like that. And he will use all these abusive words on the group chat, and he'll be abusing people and just saying, that they're throwing subs here and there. And I'll be like, anybody who knows me knows I'm very vocal. I say my mind, I don't keep things inside. So I just went straight up and said, you don't talk to me like that. That's one thing you mothers have to do. You need to learn to speak your mind. So I told you can't talk to me like that. The fact that I don't want to do the job by your so friend photographer doesn't make me any less of a model. It doesn't mean that I don't want to go find the industry. I just know my worth, and my worth is not 10K. I'm sorry. So he'll just be abusive, like calling names and all that. And I'll correct him, but he will never take corrections. And the worst thing is that the models in this group chat wouldn't even say a word. Like, they wouldn't even say anything like, oh, you know what, you shouldn't talk to her like that. They'll just keep quiet, and they'll just fold their arms and just be quiet. And that's when I knew that something is definitely wrong. It's either these people are like captured or something, but like, I don't know why human beings would behave like this. You see something obviously wrong that doesn't sit well with anybody, and you be quiet about it. So I was still taking all this insults, I was still taking all this, mistreatments, this talking down on and everything like that. And it just, okay, what was even the final straw for me? Okay, so there's this job, there's this yearly fashion show that happens in Nigeria. That's like one of the biggest fashion shows. I wouldn't call the name, but then so I got booked for this fashion show, right, with a couple of other models in the agency, and it's one of the highest paid job in Nigeria in the year. So I got booked for this job, right, and I did this job. So it got to the time where they actually had paid us for the job. So every other model that I worked with that were not in the agency would call me and say, hey, Divine, what's up? Have you gotten your money? Have you been paid? I'll be like, no, I've not heard anything from my agency. I'll hit him up. I'll be like, hey, what's up? Other models said they're getting paid. How far? Haven't you gotten the money? And he'll just lie and say, I haven't gotten it, blah, blah, blah. If you think, he'll just be so rude about it. Like, he'll just start shouting and, be very defensive. Like, if you think I will take your money, or you think I'll do this, you think I don't really want the money as much as you do, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fam, I'm just telling you that people have gotten their money. So if there's a problem, you should go and fix it. And he'll just be abusive and everything. And I think he even blocked me on WhatsApp, something like that. He blocked me and he was like, I was sending messages, he wouldn't reply, he would block me. Like, he just had this very bad attitude, like he wasn't working well with people and all that. So, and then before then, some models and agency would come to me because I was the vocal one, so everybody would come to me to pour out their mind. But when it's time to talk in the group chat, they'll all be silent. Some of them that were my good friends, they'll come to me and be like, like, you won't believe what happened. That the manager asked me to borrow him some certain amount of money, like 300,000 or 400,000, to process model visa for another model. Like, do you think I should give him the money? And I'll be like, I don't know why you're asking me, but honestly, in my opinion, I'll always give you my own opinion. I'm like, I personally, I don't have that money, and if I have that money, I'll use it for like myself or my family member of my friend. But I mean, this is not how an agency should be run. You shouldn't be taking money from one model to fund another model. I don't think it's right. And then what guarantee do you have that he's going to refund you back that money? Or what guarantee do you have that he's going to, even when it's your time, someone else is going to do it for you? Like, it just didn't sit right with me that you have to borrow money from your models and all that. So I'll just give the girl my general advice, like, see you, I don't think you should be doing that. Like, he's the manager, so it's his job to make sure that his models have the appropriate funds to travel. So I don't feel like it's your responsibility. But if you want to and if you can, then by all means. But I just kept seeing all these red flags. Some models will come to me and be like, I did a job with him and he hasn't paid me my money. He's still owing me money. Divine, you're not the only one that he's owing, though. He's also owing me as well. This and that, this and that. So it was not up until it happened to me when one day he sent me a message, please, I need a favor from you. Can you pay me 5K? And I was like, I'm sorry, the money I have is tied down. I can't even give you, because, I mean, 5K is nothing, but I can only help you if you're like my friend, or if you have a pleasant attitude, or if I like you. Like, you are begging money from me and with so much authority, like you're going to pay me back, when I know fully well that there are models in the agency that you are owing them money, like you're taking 2K, 3K, 5K money from, that you haven't given them back, and then you want to come to me. I was like, fam, I just told him up straight up, like, see, my money is tied down, I can't give you, I really have things, it's a tight period for me. And then since then, he never asked me for money again. I think he never asked me for money. I think there were a couple of times he tried, but I would always just block him off, like, see, we're here for business. We are just here for business. There's no pleasure in it, there's no friendship, so just keep that aside. I do my job, I pay you, do your job, you pay me, so there's no two ways about it. I made it clear from the beginning that this is what we're here for, business, so don't even try. But they paid the models in 2018, like, I think 2018 October or thereabouts. I got my money this 2019 January. I got my money in January, guys. That was when I got my money. So, and guess what? My money was not even complete, and that was the final straw for me, because I mean, all the back and forth, I had to go on Instagram and ask him, where is my money? Like, when am I getting my money? He'll give me flimsy excuses and say, I'm going to the bank today, I'll pay you the money today. I'm like, other models got paid last year. Like, this is almost getting to like 4 months. I haven't got to my money. Like, what is going on? So, and then one day he was like, okay, I'll send you the money. And then he sent me my money, and my money was 10K short. Like, and without explanation or apology, he just sent me the money and blocked me. He blocked me on WhatsApp. He stopped replying my message on Instagram, everything. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is this how a manager is supposed to behave? Like, how do you take my money and you don't even explain to me what you do with my money? Or like, if you needed the money, you could have just asked, okay, please, can I take 10K from your money? And you really need to. I mean, you've taken your agency fee already, agency fee that you didn't even work for. You've taken it out of my money. So why are you still taking an extra 10K from my money? I was wondering, like, what the fuck is this? So, I reached out to him on Instagram. I would call him, he wouldn't pick my calls. So I reached out to him and I was like, I don't want to have to call you out because of this small amount. Like, we've never had issues before concerning your calls. I will always make sure I give you your agency fee. So why are you tampering with my money? Like, I don't like people trying to cheat me or act smart or anything. So, he was like, that is VAT. It's the VAT money. They're taking away VAT from everyone. I'm like, every other model in Nigeria got paid this so amount. So why is it that only your own has strings attached? Only your own has corners? Only your own they're taking VAT from? Why is it that only your own has problem? So, he was like, blah, 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 blah. He just gave me one flimsy excuse like that, sha. Long story short, he said he was going to refund me back the 10K that he took, but till today, I haven't seen any money. So that was how he extorted me from the money that I worked for. I had any money, upon the fact that he already took his own agency fee. He still took out of my money, and other models that refused to speak out, he also took out from their money or whatever, and he's also still owing some of them till now. I don't even know why they are still with him, but I guess they have their reasons why they are still with him. But anyway, that was the final straw for me. I was like, oh no. So I just couldn't trust him anymore, and I was like, okay, you know what, no way. I can't be a victim of extortion twice, so like, this is the final straw. So I told him, I sent him a message. I was like, you know what, I'm done with your agency, and I'm very happy for the time that we spent and all the lessons that I've learned, but I'm leaving this agency. So I composed the message for him, I sent it to him. I composed another message for the girls in the agency. I was like, if you guys want to be quiet about the issue that is going on here, of you guys being extorted and you guys being borrowed from, if you guys want to be quiet about it, then that's fine. I wish you all the best and I always root for you guys. But you see, as for me and my house, I'm out of this agency because I can't be where I can't be. I can't trust the person who is managing me. I can't be here where I can't trust him. So I left and I wished them all well and everything, and I left the agency. And this guy is so shameless. Like, actually came up to me and was like, you need a 6 months whatever before I can let you go from the agency. And that was when my Lord came through for me, and I told him, bro, I never signed your contract. I never signed your contract, so I don't have to have any 6 month lease or 6 month whatever. I'm out, like, I'm done. And that was how I walked out from the agency. And not up until recently did the real, my God just vindicated me. Not up until recently till it came out that this guy was charged for sexual harassment, sexual assault, and extortion. I don't know who he crossed this time around, but he obviously crossed a model that was, well, more badass than me, man. Like, she actually took the matter to the police station. Like, he was actually in detention. He was detained for sexual harassment, sexual assault, and extortion. And a number of girls came out. For those of you who are following my Instagram, you'd have seen the story that came out. Most girls came out that he had extorted them of $800. He had made some of them travel all the way from different countries to Nigeria, only to find out that he's a scam. He had taken money from some of them for their visas or whatever. He had assaulted some. There were also allegations of rape and all that. And I was like, thank you, Jesus, for saving your girl. One thing, guys, always listen to your instincts. Always listen to your instinct. I always listen to my instincts, guys, and my instinct was telling me that this guy was bad news right from the first day I walked into that office. And that was the instinct that told me not to sign that contract, because had it been I signed that contract, maybe today I'll still be tied to an agency that's accused of fraud, scam, extortion, rape, and everything like that. So I just thank God that I was able to be taken out of that situation on time. So I paid attention to the signs, I paid attention to the red flags, and that was how I was able to leave the agency before the matter escalated. When the news came out and it was trending on social media, I was like, thank you, Jesus, for saving me. So just to all mothers out there, like, you need to really open your eyes, don't ever ignore the signs, watch the red flags, don't enter into any contract that you're not sure of, don't ignore the signs. If you see something that doesn't sit well with you, speak out, speak up, and leave. Do you understand? Like, leave. Nobody's holding you, nobody's tying you down. Like, leave. Speak your truth, speak your mind. Don't just be in a situation that you're not comfortable with and be quiet because you're afraid or you're scared. Come out and speak out. You get. Anyway, I'm so happy that he got what was coming to him and justice was finally served. And I hope that my experience can teach you guys a thing or two on how to pay attention to the signs, how to make sure you don't fall into a scam agency, and how to just make better decisions. I mean, right now I'm freelance, but you never know what the future holds. So yes, guys, I know it was a really long story time, but please, guys, if you enjoyed my gist, please subscribe, please like, and please tell your friends to come and like and comment on my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Till next time, till the second part of this video. Mwah.